Hanzo is the worst. Tell me, have you ever not cringed when you saw someone pick Hanzo in competitive? I know I haven't. Hanzo is like that kid with Down syndrome that no one wants on their team. When someone picks Hanzo, everyone immediately probes that player's profile, checking his hours played and his win rate. It's as if everyone suddenly turned into a bank manager, determining if Hanzo is worthy of their investment. It usually results with people hounding the Hanzo to play someone actually reliable. I can't even imagine the mind of a guy who picks Hanzo. What goes through their heads when they pick Hanzo? Why can't they just pick someone who can actually win with? Why don't they pick someone who's actually viable and not going to drag down their team? You might be thinking to yourself, but what if the Hanzo's good? Yeah, and what if the Hanzo's not good? Honestly, the only people who play Hanzo are weeaboos and trolls. But enough of my ranting. I can do two things about Hanzo. Firstly, I can complain about his very existence, or I can actually get people to be good at Hanzo. Thankfully, you have a pro like me to guide you to victory, as a Hanzo main. So here is a guide on how to play Hanzo. Basically, the first order of business when you pick Hanzo is to kill yourself. If you fail at that, then maybe you should take the following steps. Firstly, there's Hanzo's bow. I'm just gonna say it. You plugs don't stand a chance at landing a hit. So this is what you do. You have to spray your arrows in the general direction of your enemy. Since you're not skilled enough to land any hits, the correct course of action is to spray and pray. Have faith in the large hitbox of your arrows. If you leave it up to chance, then you should land more hits on average than if you attempt to aim. Some idiots, ladies and gentlemen, claiming to be experts, say that you should take the high ground, but that's totally wrong. It is easier to hit your enemies when you're on a level field with them. Don't worry about your survivability or your positioning. If you die, then it's the healers who neglected their duty. Next is Hanzo's ability to climb walls. The only time you should use this ability is in the spawn room when you're waiting for the game to begin, trying to see how high you can get. As I've already said, you don't need the high ground, so Hanzo's climb is mostly just a fun gimmick and role-playing tool. Scatter Arrow is your best ability. It's an insta-give every 8 seconds. You just have to land it right under the feet of your enemies. As you already know, you suck at Hanzo, so you only really be targeting tanks with this ability since they're fat enough for you to hit. The only other time you use Scatter is to shoot in a small room to tickle anyone inside. For some reason, you can land more hits on your enemies with a sonic arrow than you can with your normal ones. It's a strange phenomenon that baffles scientists till this day. My personal theory links back to my spray and pray theory. Since you're not trying to hit anyone with your arrow, you will inevitably hit more people, since leaving it to chance is more reliable than leaving it to your skill. Though I said Scatter Arrow is your best ability, now that I think about it, your Sonic Arrow is much better. Since your Sonic Arrow benefits your team, you'll probably get more done since someone who actually knows what they're doing can act accordingly to the information you provide. Finally, there's Dragon Strike, your ultimate. This is one of the most deadly ults in the game. Aiming this ability takes masterful skill in order to catch out your enemies. Step 1. Stand in your spawn. Step 2. Aim your crosshair at the objective Chevlon. Step 3. Shoot. No one will expect an ulti coming from the spawn room. Other than that, just fire at the choke point and hope it kills a few people. Don't bother with communicating with the team to get a combo with an Earth Shatter or a Graviton. Just hope that they don't use their ults while you run back to the battle from the spawn room for the 10th time. Is the team missing a crucial tank or healer? Then pick Hanzo. You don't need any healers if you kill the enemy fast enough. Sure, you can't aim if your life depended on it, but who knows, maybe you'll get a lucky pick. You'll be the star of the game. Or you'll drag your whole team down like the anchor you are. Playing the objective is not recommended because who has the time to sit on the payload or control point when you could be sitting right at the enemy spawn trying to get sick picks for your team. So there it is, a professional guide on how to play Hanzo. Remember, the first rule of playing Hanzo is to not play Hanzo, but you probably don't care anyways, so bye, I guess.